Bhagavatal and the Bhagavad Gita did not allow me to go to cinema to see film Bhakt Kabir, saying, no, they must have distorted the life story of Kabir, mixing vulgar songs and dances. I can also recall an atmosphere of fear and anxiety in Punjab for any transgression of the Panthic values when the first film with the background of Sikhism, Nanak Naam Jahaj Hai, had been released in 1969. The film was such a great success, the producer made so much money that he died of shock. The socio-religious scene in India since independence has been subjected to an interesting spectrum of cultural influences. The exponential increase in 24/7 TV channels in the recent decades would seem to have redefined the atmosphere in the families. The satellite channels have dwarfed the planet to be a global village in the truest sense of the term. I do remember the day when the mercurially brilliant Z.A. Bhutto had termed the inauguration of the TV station in Amritsar as cultural aggression on Pakistan by India. The socio-political analysts in India point out that the TV serials about the epics of Ramayana and Mahabharata had deeply impacted the cultural horizons in South Asia. The daily increasing channels serve a big variety of stuff rooted in alien morality, and the saints and sadhavis are groomed to look better than the models, and they would seem to be scripting the new era of the codes of moral etiquette. The term modern era would seem to denote interesting interpretations. The eminent sociologist Professor T. N. Madan explains that modernity embraces larger and deeper perspectives of human freedom and choices in religious options. The modernists in India, according to Madan, entertain anxieties about future of secularism in India and in South Asia. I vividly recall how about 50 years ago, as a fresh student of BA, on the suggestion of my professor of sociology, I had studied the book Hints for Self-Culture by Lala Hardayal, the celebrated encyclopedic scholar and Gandharite revolutionaries. The chapter titled Comparative Religion in the book had made such an abiding impression on my mind that I seem to carry it till today. Please permit me to quote from this book, dedicated to a young fellow rationalist, dateline April 6934 AH, Anno Historia, equivalent to 1934 AD. I quote, "Study the great religions carefully, their origin, history, and present position. For social progress they have been, but the mighty rivers have been for the material prosperity of mankind. They have supplied the life-giving waters of ethics, which are, however, very dirty and turgid on account of the large admixture of superstitions. Comparative religion is a fascinating study. It will introduce you into the presence of noble sages and saints who will teach you the social virtues of self-denial, temperance, patience, simplicity, and love. Borrow their virtues and reject their errors. Rub and rinse and wash and cleanse the old religions, but don't rub and wash away the ethics altogether." This is Hardayal telling.